Got one. 2 casts in a row. Oh, pull and drag. Pull and drag. And you can see there's stuff down there. That's a crappie. Son of a gun. A hook in him and 2 hooks in my hand. You can see like I'm bleeding. As usual, I make sure I record every time I step in the kayak. So the one time I fall, I get it on camera. And not falling this time. Alright, I'm gonna try the old jerk bait. Since I think there's some fish in this hole here, but we can't get a reaction bite, whether we go slow or speed it up. And I can't seem to catch anything pounding the bank with just a little Texas rig crawdad, which we should get bit doing that. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna fish with the Megabass Vision 110 for the first time. Honestly, there's so little wind and so little ripples on the water. I feel like a smaller jerk bait that's maybe even silent might be the way to go, but I can cast this one better, and this one still should be good. Oh. Got one. First cast on the jerk bait. All right, so we figured them out. Woo, feisty little guy. So definitely got to be careful with how he's hooked. So you got 3 different treble hooks caught in him. Ugh. All right. Mouth closed. Like 12 and a half, 12 and 3/4. Whatever, either way. First cast. I knew this spot should have fish. Just when I saw it drop like that. Oh my goodness, now I got the hook stuck in this. Okay, I don't know what the depth of the water is over there, but I just figure I'll cast in a little bit of a different spot. Should be deeper, should be. Got one. 2 casts in a row. 2 casts in a row. Oh, that's bigger. Oh, pull and drag. Pull and drag. Oh, pull and drag. Just taking my time. Oh, get away from the motor. Oh, pull and drag again. I got 10-pound line with my jerk bait set up, so he's pull and drag. So I don't. Yeah. All right. Shoo. Let's get these pliers. Should have been throwing the jerkbait. I almost was telling myself, only fish the jerkbait today. Only fish the jerkbait. Good. Actually, 15 3/4. We're gonna release him. All right. Let's try this one more time. So far, pretty good deal. 2 casts in a row. I don't know if we'll make it 3, but we'll try. So I wasn't sure what I was looking at on here. Like, I wasn't sure if they were bait fish, if it was just other stuff in the water, or if it was bass. But what I did know is that it had a nice drop off. And then not far away is docks and grass and stone and shallow water. And it just looked way too good to have this nice little hole right here for there not to be bass hanging out here, since they haven't been up shallow. So I just figured right in this area, and I casted that one out further, but I figured right in this area right here, there should be a fish. And then when we caught a small one, I just said, oh, got another one. So there's 3 and 4 casts. I need to tighten this drag a little bit, though. I don't even think this one's big and it's pulling drag. Yep, not big. But we caught 3 and 4 casts. So it was nice to explore a new area, because we found a nice little change in depth. I've never actually caught them out here on the jerkbait. So this is going to be a fun day, I think, if we can get them on the jerkbait. All right. And this sucker is... Ah, spined me. Son of a gun. All right. I think it was like 11.5 inches, so not big at all. We don't need to measure that. Check my line. All right, we're still good. We're still good. I think the bigger... That was a terrible jerk. I think the bigger bass are going to come in the deeper water. But you can see there's a bunch of stuff here. That's right beneath me. Yeah, there's tons of stuff down there in the water. So let's cast back out there again, where we caught the one big one. Let me face it so I can... And it's a little hard to fish this bait well sitting in the kayak. But one thing I'm doing is making sure I jerk it on some pretty slack line and giving it nice long pauses. And I'm actually not doing like really hard jerks. Sometimes that's what I'll do, but right now I'm being more subtle, since it's not a lot of... Up until now, there hasn't been any action out here. And there hasn't been, what do you call? It's been a slow bite. There's no ripples on the water. There's nothing that tells me like, oh, you know, be aggressive. I mean, I was even thinking about putting on a silent, smaller jerkbait, but I'm glad we just threw this one. Really nice color on this one. And it's a Megabass 110, so it's kind of like your standard jerkbait everyone kind of uses. Oh, got one right there. And that was on a pause. Oh, he came off. He was wiggling too. It was small. It was a small one. I feel like there's definitely some behind me that are smaller. Oh, got one. But, man, that feels good. But I was going to say, I feel like the better ones are out here. Bro, was I turning my tension knob earlier when I was trying to adjust the drag? What am I doing? I'm an idiot. Ooh. Bro, did we just catch like 4 or 5 bass and like 7 casts? That's nuts. And all around the same spot too. And like 2 of those 3 casts that we didn't get one, we also had bites. So like we were just slaying them on the freaking jerkbait right now. We're holding this bass pretty tight because we do not want these treble hooks to end up in us. That's a decent one. That's our second biggest one. I don't know if we need to really measure it. We'll just measure it real quick. Around 13-ish inches. Not that big, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna just chuck it. I'm chucking in every direction now. I can't seem to do wrong. But I do need to have my line on this side, so I'm left-handed. And I used to be, I mean, really till today, I used to always want to fish the jerkbait standing up in the kayak and do the aggressive slap, 2-3 jerks, pause, kind of KVD style. But I've been out with people fishing in the kayak that are better jerkbait fishermen than me. I'd freaking just mess that up. And some people, they'll actually do a bunch of upward jerks because they use deeper jerk baits, but they don't want to hit the bottom, so they'll jerk them upwards. Or, you know, they'll do what I'm doing now, where just do some subtle jerks, get it down to the depth you want, and then, you know, use a suspending jerk bait and just jerk it on pretty loose line. If we don't get bit on this cast, we are going to have to turn around and go back to our hole. Because that's 2 casts in a row. We didn't get one. So there might be something to that hole that we found. Yeah, there's something to that hole we found. And we're actually drifting kind of far away from it. Actually, it starts dropping right here. Right here, it drops to 7. There's a hole right here. Yeah, this isn't as big of a hole, but so we're trying to head back over towards kind of near that dock over there, but This is a little bit deep right here, so might be some fish here as well. Guess not. All right, let me just turn a little bit this way. All right. All right, so that retrieve, I felt like might have been throwing it or jerking it a little too fast. So what I'm gonna do here is I'll slow it down. 2 jerks, pause it for a bit, reel in that slack or most of it. Still want to jerk it on a slack line, so not all of it. Give it a nice pause between jerks. Do 3 jerks that time just to make sure it's down at the right depth. Because we're jerking it downward. No, it's not. It's top water right now because the line got stuck on the hooks. No wonder we didn't catch a fish on that cast. All right, line is looking all right. All right, so you know, if there's, oh, got bit. Must have came off. Now I'm trying the reeling technique where you just kind of reel it and let it get down to the depth. Pause it, it will just kind of suspend there and you just wait for something to come up and get it. This is a more aggressive way to fish this bait because I was jerking it. Oh, just got bit. I think they're mishits. I can feel so they're mishits when I'm just doing the reeling technique. So instead of the reeling technique, we'll go back to the old jerk it downwards and give it a nice long pause. It might also be one of the same fish. They're like, wait, oh, got one. They might be like, wait, I already bit you. That feels decent. Oh, pull and drag. Oh. Ooh, he's not big. He's not big. But hey, it's another one. Man, he's hooked all kinds of ways. You know, they say don't leave fish to find fish. But, man, these hooks are so good. That one's like, oh, there it goes. That one, all right, we're not going to measure that. That one just jumped right there. I bet I caught him already, and he's just reacting. Let me try. I'm gonna try jerking it to the right. Oh, got one. Man, we're catching them just like almost every cast. Ah, dang. Alright, where's the dang needle nose? Ah, dang. Hey, yay. Alright, we're not measuring you either. Dang. Is there like a bunch of bait here that I don't know about? Because the bass are jumping and everything. We got a bass boat headed our way. Not sure how well y'all can see that, but you see we're in 8 feet of water, which is pretty good. I mean, it's Florida, you know. But you can see I'm gonna go past here. And you can see there's stuff down there. I don't know how well y'all can see, but you see now there's it comes up. It goes from 8 feet. Now we're looking at like 5 feet. And there's stuff on the bottom there as well. 4 something. So it goes from 4 to 8 right there. So that's what I saw when I was cruising by here. And I said, oh, we got a little ledge here. We got a little drop off. And then there's so much stuff. Oh my God, there's a bunch of stuff right out here too. So, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff over here. So we're going to cruise up past this area. And it just went from 3.9 to 6.5 right there. It was a big old hump. Oh, got one. Got one. That's a crappie. Holy heck. That's a dang crappie. Wasn't expecting you. Whoa. Look at that guy. Big old crappie. That right there would be good eating. Hey, was not expecting you. Hey, he has that down his mouth. Son of a gun. Mother sucker. Dang. He got me good. This sucker is squirmy. Oh, man. Bro. Oh my goodness. God dang it. I can't freaking. They got me in my both. Can't freaking. I can't reach the dang thing because my freaking. Dude, I got a hook in him and 2 hooks in my hand / glove. Son of a gun. I can't even grab him with this dang hand because it. Son of a. Alright, let's just. Dang. Son of a gun. Alright. Nice size little crappie. I'm bleeding in my hand. I took the hook out of there already, but it's stuck in the glove still. Unbelievable. I have never took. I pulled it right out. I've never been stuck so bad that I couldn't just pull it out. So that was almost, or that's probably tied with the worst I've ever been stuck. So. God dang, these hooks, man. The second I get 1 or 2 out, then the other ones get stuck in me. Jeez. Well, I'm 39 years old, and that might be the worst I ever got stuck. My sister snagged me once when I was little. You can see I'm bleeding, but it's not bad. You know, barb went in there, but I just pulled it right out. But I got nicked there. Barb went in me there and then stabbed me pretty good there. So that's about the worst I've ever gotten it. I'm pretty cautious and pretty aware of that. But that, I haven't caught too many crappies before, and that sucker was hard to hold. And what's crazy is I've caught how many bass today? I don't even know. And it's that crappie that I have to retie. So that sucker stuck me. And I got to retie after that. Alright, well, whatever. Still felt good to catch fish. Right up on these rocks. Out here in the middle where it's 72 degrees. You would think it's too dang hot. But they're biting. So I probably should talk about the Megabass Vision 110, my impressions of it to close out this video because, well, this is a first impressions video. I did stick my hand. That was the worst I've ever been stuck. Those hooks are good. Every single fish I caught is obvious. These hooks are legit. I do know there's people that actually switch them out for, other hooks they like and what have you, but I think they're pretty good. They stuck me even through my glove. But yeah, this is a great bait. It's not a secret, really. The Megabass Vision 110 is kind of like an industry standard for professionals that fish tournaments. Every one of them has one of these baits in their boat or on their kayak. And so for me, I'm not a good jerkbait fisherman. It's actually I feel like I've gotten pretty good in a very short amount of time recently. Uh, but not long ago, I would consider this my worst bait. Like, I suck at the jerk bait. I feel like I've gotten a lot better though. But really, suspending baits in general, jerk baits, flukes, even wacky rigs. I don't throw a wacky rig too often. So in 2025, I planned on getting better at those things. And then I actually got scupper plugs for my kayak, and I found that I was sitting like a good 3 inches higher, and that made it official. I was like, oh, I'm definitely fishing the jerk bait more now this year. Because in the past, the only time I've gotten on a good jerk bait bite is when I was fishing like a jerk bait that would rise up in the water and wouldn't suspend, and I would do like kind of the KVD style where I'd be really aggressive jerking it, and there'd be pauses but not very long, and I would just keep that sucker moving and jerk it on a slack line and just let that sucker just keep going. You know, it'd start to rise up and you just keep jerking it and what have you. So for in the past, that's like the only time I've ever had good bites. But I figured, if I'm gonna get good with a jerk bait, it seems like when I'm fishing a jerk bait in Florida, it's when I don't want that bait to run away from a fish. I want it to stay in the strike zone, and I want to keep it down at a certain depth suspended. I don't want it on the bottom. There's a lot of settlement and stuff that's just gunky on the bottom. So there's a lot of times you can't fish stuff on the bottom in Florida. And so there's really a good reason to fish suspended baits here in Florida. And so I was like, all right, well, I got to get better at it. And I feel like a lot of times you got to fish slow. This isn't just a winter bait though. So a lot of people think it is, but you can fish it year round. And so I decided I'm gonna get the Megabass because I have some Strike King ones. I even have a mock bait one. I have a couple different 6 cents ones. I got a couple different Berkeley ones. I even have a Jackal. I think I have some Cotton Cordell. Like I have some jerk baits. You know what I mean? And they all kind of do something a little different, or I have them in a different color scheme for different reasons and stuff like that. And so I said, all right, if I'm gonna get good at jerkbait fishing, I gotta know, I gotta compare myself to others that are good. And the guys that are really good are usually fishing this. Obviously, there's people that are hammers that will fish the Strike Kings and fish the 6 cents and fish this and fish that, of course. But let's be honest, this is kind of one of those baits that a lot of people fish. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get this, and it's a $25 one. That's why I've never really gotten it. Also, I'm not great at jerkbait fishing. I don't really do it, and it's $25. I can get like 2, 3 other jerk baits for that price, and so I've just avoided fishing with this. So I finally just pulled the trigger, got it, and I've had it on the kayak for a couple trips out there. But I was waiting for that situation that would show itself to be a jerkbait situation, and we finally came across one, and we produced. We caught some fish out there on the jerkbait. It was great. It was great. And since then, I've actually paired it up with a reel that's better at casting longer distances and stuff. For a jerkbait, this is great for casting long distances, but this will cast it even longer than the cheaper older reel I have on there. Not that that's an expensive reel, but it's more expensive. And I do believe that when it comes to jerkbait fishing, like, you don't need like a gazillion-dollar rod. If you got the budget for it and you love to jerkbait fish, of course, of course. But for the rest of us balling on a budget like yours truly, uh, a shorter rod's usually best. I mean, there's some situations where you can fish a jerkbait in certain ways where you actually want a longer rod. But most situations, the way most people are going to be fishing a jerkbait, you want a shorter rod and you want a rod with a good amount of bend to it. Well, this rod right here is really good. And another thing is you want a lightweight rod that doesn't weigh a lot, because you're going to be jerking it all day long. It can wear you out. So you don't need this rod. So I'm not affiliated with good thing that fan ain't on. I just You don't need, you know, this particular rod. I'm not sponsored by them or Megabass or anyone. Just so people know, like when I make these videos, when I talk about a product, it's not because I'm affiliated with them, and not at this point in time, anyways. I would love to be sponsored by some good companies, but I'm not. So when I make these videos, I'm making it, you know, for the people. I'm making it for y'all and and for myself, you know, because I want to document my own experiences and I want to grow as a YouTuber and an influencer, you know. So that's, I don't think that's selfish, but that would be the selfish side of it for me. But I sure as heck haven't got any products for free or anything like that. So this is a 6'8", medium action, moderate fast, 8 to 12 pounds, and I use 10-pound fluorocarbon, and it's an 1/8 ounce to ½ ounce. And this is a jerk bait slash topwater rod. So you could probably fish a spook on here, maybe a popper, you know, if that's how you like to fish those. Um, yeah, but this is a really cool reel, though. I mean, rod, I will say. You actually twist this handle in the back uh, so that this will come backwards, and then you can put your reel in. So you don't twist it in the front. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. I do like this rod. I actually won this, or won a couple $100 in the mock online tournament last year, and this is one of the rods I got from that. And the reason I got that is because like I have two jerkbait rods, but I don't really, because I don't fish it that often, I don't ever want to like invest my own money into jerkbait fishing. And then so when I won that, I was like, well, I'll get a dedicated jerkbait rod, you know, since it's, you know, money I won. And then the other rod I got was for cranking. So, you know, another thing that I felt like I didn't do enough. And, you know, I've actually done it quite a bit in the last year when I've got that rod. And I've been having a lot of fun cranking. And I look forward to having a lot more fun fishing the jerkbait, whether it's the Megabass or some of my others. I could definitely see myself making some videos with some of the others. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Hope y'all enjoyed this. I appreciate all y'all that stay to the end of this video. If you like it, if you comment, all that sort of stuff helps out the algorithm, helps out me, helps out the channel grow so we can reach more people. I'm definitely not the best YouTuber out there. I'm sorry. But I do feel like we're a lot better than our 2,000 subscribers. So let's get it up. Let's get it up, man. Come on. So hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all y'all. And yeah, I'm out. Peace. Keep on reeling, y'all.